I think we good. I think we good. I think we good. Yeah. Yeah. My peoples, my peoples. Glad that y'all here. For real. Means the world that y'all in the build on. What's goody, y'all? Y'all, let's get this started. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. Thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Again, we're on every Thursday, every Sunday, every Thursday, and every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all been amazing as always. Yo, let me see what's going on. It's a lot going on in the chat. It's a lot of love in the chat, man. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for the love. Let's start this off right. Again, excuse me, this is episode 184, Sunday night edition. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. Also, we on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We a little over 11,000 subscribers, 11,400 to be exact. So again, continue to like, continue to subscribe, hit that all notification bell. There's also memberships in the page. Memberships, you get different access to different memberships, so make sure you tap in. Also, I want to thank all of y'all for supporting my new EP. My new EP, again, Winners Loyalty. If you type in Ashley Lovechild, it's your first time in. If you type in Ashley Lovechild on all music platforms, my new EP, Winners Loyalty, will pop up for my true hip hop fans. So make sure y'all continue to support and make sure y'all continue to tap in. Thank you. Also, quick shout out to the chat, man. The chat in here early and deep. Appreciate y'all as always. Y'all amazing as always. Some of my day ones, some of them badge holders already in the building. Shout out to Coach in the building. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Shout out to Hazel in the building. Make sure y'all go get that new album, Hazel Hennett, Cover Girl. Make sure y'all go get that new album. It's out now. Shout out to King P in the building. Appreciate it for that gifted. Thank you, my brother. Dr. Umar School is up for auction. Yeah, I heard about that a little earlier. I was debating, should I talk about it? Should I talk about it? But we'll see how the night goes. But yeah, that's crazy though. I've seen the public records that people been posting online that he owes about damn near almost $40,000 for both buildings. And I think that's all together. I think it's 40,000, almost 50,000. He owes quite some money, and he's been collecting from 2015. So I wonder where's all his supporters at? Like all these people that supported him, that support the brother, that been talking great about him. Where y'all at? Do you do y'all not want these buildings to close? Do you like I'm confused, but I don't know who his baseline support is that he could go to and say, yo, this is what we need to do. So if your stuff is up for auction, this is not good. So I mean, he could pull up at the auction and I guess do a last ditch result. But where are all the people that support him? Don't say you support him with your mouth and don't open up your checkbooks. That's all I'm saying, which is crazy. Shout out to who else am I missing? Shout out to Paul in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, Paul, holding it down. It was 40,000. It was 40,000. He got it. 40,000. He's saying he don't got no money. I again, when he said they closed his account plus the school account, the first thing that came to my mind is, oh, you got them linked to the same account. Even and when people say same account, you can have a personal account and you can have a business account, and they're separate, but they're linked to the same person, because it's linked to the same person, whatever's in that person's name, they will shut everything down. Even if your business name is like, because there's a business account and there's a your name account. So again, you don't put your business bank separate from your other bank. Like it sound crazy, but in the chat they saying he got the 40K. It's 40K. So we're going to see if he's able to keep his doors open. There's a lot of red flags, regarding Dr. Umar's school. So yes. But again, shout out to Paul in the building. I think I shout out Winter. Winter, appreciate you tapping in. And yeah, thank y'all for continuing to support your boy, tuning and tapping in every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate Seaman in the building. Crazy name. Appreciate you tapping in. All right, y'all. Moving on. And again, don't forget to hit them likes in the chat. Don't forget to hit them hearts, hit the 100s, hit them hearts. It helps with the growth of the show. Thank y'all. All right, y'all. Let's get it popping. First segment of the night, popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. You see it right here. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. So stay updated with OUV Records at OUV Records on Instagram. Stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. All right, y'all, let's get it. First popular opinion question of the night. And remember, y'all, these are not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions, y'all. All right. Which city is the best? Which city has the best dating culture? Which city has the best dating culture? Number 1, New York City. Number 2, Los Angeles. Number 3, Chicago. Number 4, Atlanta. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, the question is, which city has the best dating culture? Again, number 1, New York City. Number 2, Los Angeles. Number 3, Chicago. Number 4, Atlanta. Let me know what y'all think in the chitty chitty bang bang chat. Let me know. Tell me how you feel. I've been to all of these cities except for one, which is Chicago. Me personally. Born and raised in New York City. I've been to LA a whole bunch of times. And I've been to Atlanta a whole bunch of times. Me personally, I'm going to say New York City. Me personally, I'm going with New York City. LA, I ain't going to hold you. It's popping in LA. It's popping in LA. Again, I've never been to Chicago and Atlanta. It ain't hard to get a date in Atlanta at all. You could go anywhere at any time. Clubs literally stay open all day long. And you can meet anybody in Atlanta at any time. So it's not hard. Now, the quality that you get depend on the time that you go. And you get where you go. So if you go into the strip club looking for love, you're not going to find love in the strip club. You might find something for tonight, but you ain't going to find love. As far as LA, I mean, LA women is gorgeous. They are gorgeous, but at the same time, it's very easy to date, in my opinion, in LA, but everything is super expensive. So, it's a give and take in LA. In New York City, even though New York City is expensive, if you're from New York City, dating is not that hard. Like, it's a great time. You got people from all over the world moving to New York City. You always could find somebody. And you could do things according to your looks. Like, if you look like something, the person that you dating don't really care what y'all do. It's just, as long as y'all do something. So, it really don't matter, in New York City. That's why I say New York City has the better dating culture. Shout out to Rowan Jack, one of our day ones, one of our biggest supporters in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, Rowan Jack. He said Florida. Paul said Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Yup, in the chat, most of the chat saying Atlanta. Most of the chat says Atlanta. Shout out to Methon in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Staying off the grid. Appreciate you tapping in. Uh, I see we got some trolls. They're looking for some tickets. I'm gonna hook them over some tickets because they being super weird in the chat. Neither one of them will leave me alone with their girl, but cool. Love the KC hat. You already know Chiefs in the building. You know what I'm saying? Football season is back, baby. So you already know how we do it. Alabama not on the list, bro. He said Alabama. What's up, my dude? Patrick Torres in the building. What's up, my dude? Shador saying this look good. I didn't I say it? Didn't I say we're gonna speak about Shador soon? But didn't I say that boy was gonna do his thing? Get rid of him, Ash. That comment is out of order, staying off the grid. Not nice to stay. You know how I do, Paul. I let some of these weirdos come in, do their cooking, then I get them up out of here. I'm definitely gonna get them up out of here, hook them up with some tickets if they keep up with the foolishness. Shout out to Carl already, Chiefs Kingdom. You already know we going back to the Super Bowl and we winning. I don't care if we playing the Eagles or not. We going bust this year. We gonna crack the Eagles this year. You feel what I'm saying? Revenge tour. Revenge. I'm talking big heavy all year because I already know what's gonna happen. Pat Mahomes done slimmed down and he focused. The team look focused. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Piano in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, so the question is again, which city has the best dating culture? Number 1, New York City. Number 2, Los Angeles. Number 3, Chicago. Number 4, Atlanta. I went with New York City. The chat mainly went with Atlanta. 33%, mind you, over 4,000 people voted on this. Over 4,000 people voted on this. Went with LA. They went with LA. Shout out to Eric in the building. Appreciate you tapping and hit them likes, hit them 100s. You're very weird for saying that, Eric. I don't. I'm tired of supporting you grow. Yeah, so don't support, then get up out of it. So what are you doing here? You just came in to be a stain? You trying to stand out by saying negative things about somebody that's positive? You make no sense, sir. If you really don't want to support somebody, then you don't tune and tap in. So I could tell that you was really smart in school because your comments and your actions don't align. Trust me, this is not the energy that you want, sir. So again, you're very smart. Shout out to Joe Jones in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. I show love to everybody. But this is not an official nothing, sir. Like this is, a business for human beings. Okay? So don't try to make it something that it's not. But I appreciate you tapping in though. I really do. I really don't need defending because I could defend myself, but I appreciate it. So, but yeah, this is for human beings. This is for everyone. Okay? Shout out Patrick Torres said New York City, that's a fact. Shout out to Brazil in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Mr. Fly, yes it is. Appreciate you tapping in. Dope name, bro. Ticket get. I'm about to hook him up with some tickets, but you know what I'm saying? You know how I do, Rowan Jack. Yeah, my day ones, my steady supporters, y'all already know how I do. I let some of these people come in here and get them off because real talk, they ate shit cereal, and they continue to eat shit cereal. So hurt people try to hurt other people, but the problem is that I know who I am. I know I have knowledge of self, and I'm very confident. I'm very proud. Have a lot of pride in myself. Nobody that didn't make me can't break me. So you already know how we do. We have a good time. So we let them come in to cook. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Then we get them up out of here. It's all good. It's all good. God love you too, brother. That's what they need to hear. God is in control of your life. And I don't say that haphazardly. Shout out to you. Checking in from New York City. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm straight from Brooklyn. So New York City, we all link up. It's all love all around the world, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. He's trying to say you. Yeah, again, in this day and age, I don't care about stuff like that because we live in a world where it's supposed to be cool to be gay, right? But any dude that looks at me can tell that I'm not. Any dude that's heterosexual is not leaving me alone with their chick. And like, you feel like I don't need to go back and forth with that. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, come on, come on. So again, hurt people try to hurt other people. But the problem is, this is different business over here. So it ain't nothing they could say, really. Just shout out to them. It's all love. Thank you for tuning and tapping in. Don't be a stain. Again, stain are people that try to stand out for saying and doing negative. I'm about the positivity over here, baby. So, yeah. All right, y'all. So, majority y'all went with Atlanta in the chat. I seen some New Yorks, but again, like I said, 33% went with LA. Over 4,000 people voted that have the best dating culture. So, again, LA is popping. You could get you a date in LA, but I'm just saying New York City got it, in my opinion. But the rest of the world said differently. So, all right. All right, moving on to our next popular opinion question. Favorite hip-hop lyricist on this list. Favorite hip-hop lyricist on this list. Number 1, Nas. Number 2, Kendrick Lamar. Number 3, Black Thought. Number 4, Jay-Z. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, your favorite hip-hop lyricist on this list. Number 1, Nas. Number 2, Kendrick Lamar. Number 3, Black Thought. Number 4, Jay-Z. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. I'm seeing Nas early in the chat. I'm seeing Nas early in the chat. Shout out to Maya in the build. Mayo in the build. Appreciate you tapping in. You're kind of weird, but appreciate you tapping in. Just being weird. Yeah. Well, if you ask your girl, Donda, if I'm the dude from You Got Served, ask your girl. She might be able to tell you better. Shout out to Juju in the building. Shout out to Juju in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. So I'm seeing Nas. Paul went with Nas. Adam went with Nas. So I'm seeing a whole lot of Nas in the chat. I'm seeing a whole lot of Nas. Again, the question was, who's your favorite hip-hop lyricist on this list? Number 1 was Nas. Number 2 was Kendrick Lamar. Number 3 was Black Thought. Number 4 was Jay-Z. All four of these artists, great lyricists. Nas, I mean, Nas is Nas. Nas, he been killing the game forever. You know, Kendrick, fire lyricist. The world holds him up as a fire lyricist. So I will say that. Black Thought, underrated as hell. Great lyricist. Just an outstanding lyricist, artist, band member. Just a great artist altogether. Jay-Z, I mean, for me, this is Jay-Z all day. This is again, all other artists and lyricists, and this is basically about lyrics. All other artists are great lyricists, but me personally, I prefer, and I'm going with Jay-Z. When you talk about bodies of work, and a part of being a great artist, it's not just one verse. It's not just one song or a hit song. It's about a body of work. And for my money, Jay-Z's body of work overall, Jay-Z's, if you go to particular albums, those specific bodies of work, in my opinion, is my favorite. Again, it's what's your favorite, because I don't like to do who's the best only because all of these guys are great. So I'd rather go with favorite. Who's your favorite? So I can remember way more Jay-Z bars than anybody on this list. So me personally, I'm going with Jay-Z. The chat is going, I'm seeing a whole lot of Nas, and rightfully so. Nas is a great artist. Shout out to Vic in the building. Appreciate Vic. Shout out to Juju in the building. Ashley, my man, appreciate you in the building, brother. Ghostwriters, Jay-Z, no, your opinion. Ash, okay. I'm not sure. Vic said Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne is not on this list. He's not on this list. Again, the list was Nas, Kendrick, Black Thought, and Jay-Z as far as your favorite hip-hop artists on this list. So again, music is very subjective. It's very subjective. And I say this as no disrespect at all. And because somebody had asked me this on another podcast, and I said Jay-Z, and somebody else said, damn, he passed away not too long ago. They said his real name is Rudolph. Oh my goodness. Rapper from Memphis. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank, y'all. But Young Dolph. They were saying Young Dolph is their favorite lyricist of all time. And I said, well, you're not necessarily wrong in feeling the way you feel, because his bars land to you based on your upbringing, your lifestyle, your area code, on how you chose to get it, or how it land with you. So I'm not here to debate you that Jay-Z is better than Young Dolph. I'm not here to do that. But Young Dolph got great songs, but Jay-Z lyrics land more with me. Simple and plain, right? So he was like, nah, bro. I'm like, yo, you're not going to get me to change my mind, just like I'm not going to get you to change your mind about Young Dolph. So let that be yours, and this is going to be mine, because you're not going to do that. Hey, like, stop. So, again, and I say that with all due respect, there's people out there that think Pitbull is the best lyricist of all time. And I don't say that jokingly. Like, Pitbull makes great music. But I'm not going to say he's the best lyricist of all time, but there's people out there that he's the best lyricist of all time. And it's an example to that music is, basically the eye of the beholder. It's really preference based. Some people don't want, you'll be surprised how many people that don't want to hear bars. They like, yo, I don't want to solve a math equation, bro. I just want to boogie. That's it. And some people can't stand a song without bars. Like, I'm one of those type of people. I need the bars. That's just me. So again, it's all preference based. That's all I'm saying. It's all preference based. Who the hell is Young Dolph? Trash. I think he said Young Dolph. He went to Young Dolph. Those kids out here don't know real hip hop. No way. He's the best. He makes good music. Pac, in the story. Shout out to Fake Account. He said Pac. Bro, Jay-Z don't even have the bars like that. No Haitian voodoo could dead his sickness. No Ouija board, you can't see me raw, nigga. You see before. This ain't the Rock, bitch. It's the Rock, bitch. I'm like the franchise, like a Houston Rocket. Y'all, man, cut it out. Stop. That was crazy. Stop. Just stop. Don't do that. You may not like Jay-Z, but we can't say that he don't got no bar. Like, other top tier rappers have Jay-Z high. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we can't do that when it comes to the bars, bro. Come on, we not gonna do that. Just stop with that. Just say that you prefer somebody else. I can accept that. Shout out to Rowan Jack for showing that love, the gifted. I just gifted 5 memberships, YouTube era. Shout out to Rowan Jack. He just gifted y'all 5 memberships. He always show love. Thank you, Rowan Jack. I'm pretty sure they're gonna fix it, because I'm barely seeing a majority of the chat. So you know how YouTube do me, man. They do me wrong sometimes. They don't even show how many people I really have in my chat. I don't see many people that really be in my chat until the damn live is over, and it'd be way more than what it's showing. But again, I always appreciate y'all support, man. But yeah, so shout out to Rowan Jack for that gifted. He gifted some more. He always show love in the chat. He always show love to them gifteds. Appreciate you, Rowan Jack, as always. Nas and Biggie bars was way above. Jay ain't bad though. Bro, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. Nas and Biggie, you're not gonna get me to say that Nas and Biggie was trash ass lyricists. You're not gonna get me to do that because that's not true. It's not true. These dudes was top tier. But again, what I prefer. Do I listen to Nas? Yes, I got a Nas playlist. Do I listen to Biggie? I'm from Brooklyn. It's in the DNA, bro. What are we talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, these guys were nice. But the only thing I would say about Biggie is just that some of his bars through time, they sound kind of crazy now, but back when he dropped it, it didn't sound crazy at all because words take on a new meaning as we go along in life. Like I remember when the term spicy just came out, and spicy was used for anything. Like, oh, you talking spicy? That means like you trying to get it popping. So I remember one of my songs I said talking spicy, and spicy became like talking spicy. Like it took on a backdoor activity side of the game type of meaning. And I'm like, damn, that ain't so well. But it is what it is. Sometimes it just be like that. But Biggie still one of the greatest lyricists ever. So, and we from Brooklyn. So, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to get me to be mad at you because you said Biggie or Nas. Like, they're GOATs as well, too. Pause. Nas and Damian Marley. Early onset. Dramatic. Appreciate your answering. Illmatic, Stillmatic, fire. Those are fire. Illmatic is fire. Stillmatic is cool. Stillmatic is cool. Illmatic is fire, but me personally, I prefer when it was written. And even though I felt like It Was Written was a better album lyrically than Illmatic, my favorite Nas album is probably I Am. It's probably I Am. It's probably I Am. I think Ready to Die has the best bars in the short-lived career. Again, ain't wrong. Biggie's so influential on my career, being from Brooklyn, being a great lyricist. I got an album instead of called Ready to Die, I call it Ready to Live. He used the baby in his analogy because, again, that meaning of what the baby of himself ready to die, meaning that he felt like he accomplished a lot of things. I used the grown-up adult version in my cover because I'm ready to live. Even though I'm grown, it's still a whole lot of life I still haven't lived yet. So he was super influential in my career as far as my music as well too. Patience, Nas, Damian Marley. Damian Marley is one of the best. Yeah, they fight. There was fire combo. I think 444 is Jay's best product next to Reasonable Doubt. You are. I'm not gonna argue with that only. But see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I always thought I thought Reasonable Doubt was a bit overrated up until I got older. Reasonable Doubt was never one of my favorite Jay-Z albums. But as I got older, Reasonable Doubt became my number one Jay-Z album of all time because I fully understand. Because you got to remember when Jay-Z and all these guys was out, I was a little kid. You see what I'm saying? So it's not going to land the same. Now that I'm a grown-ass man, it lands differently when you go back and you rehear these things. So I got Reasonable Doubt number one. I still got to go Blueprint number two. 4, 3. Dynasty, a solid 4. Because Dynasty used to be my number one. Now Dynasty is a solid 4 to me. So, but yeah. When it was written, fire, yeah. Life Goes On, Pocket. I listen. Pac music, I bangs with. Pac the man, I'm cool. Certain things that he stood on as a man, I bangs with. But how he did his homies, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like we spoke about Big, like I never went through it, and again, maybe I'm being wrong for. Nah, I'm not being wrong. if I have a friend and we have a falling out, there's nothing that he can do that make me sleep with his wife. And then I'ma speak on it when we start beefing. Where they do that at? And he didn't do that to just Biggie. He did that to a couple other guys that they were supposed to be tight. So, but the side that messed with Pac is the fact that he stood on business in certain actions and situations where he stood up for people when they was getting manhandled by cops and he bust at them in Atlanta. I can mess with that. But there's also a side of Pac that he's also an actor. So was this all an act or was he really being his generic self? But if we're just speaking about the music, Pac is top tier. He's top tier. As a lyricist, he's very underrated because it's more so what Pac says and how he says it is not because of Pac has all this undeniable delivery skill, which he has his own, but it's not necessarily like, it's not about the skill on getting out. It's just about getting it out and with the attitude. You know what I mean? So, but Pac musically, fire. Wouldn't want him as a friend though. But we're talking about music. We're keeping it music. So fire music, good music. Exactly the ultimate betrayal. That's a fact. Like again, I don't. None of my friends can say if we have if me and my friends ever have a falling out, they can't say that yo Ash did this after we had a falling out. He slept with my girl or my ex or my. Nah, I don't do none of that. If we have a falling out, we have a falling out. I'm the type of friend, I think any conversation could fix a falling out. That's just where I'm at with it. Any conversation could fix a falling out. We may not be what we were, but at least we could be cool. Because there's always going to be a level of respect. So there's nothing that my bro, my homeboys, my friends could do to make me go, you know what? I'm going to go sleep with his wife. I'm going to go sleep with his baby moms. Nah. But, you know, again, we keeping the music. Pac got some nuclear bombs when it comes to music. I will say that. Are you a producer? If you type in Ashley Lovechild, all my music will pop up. I am an artist. And, yeah, of course I produce. I produce other artists as well. But I run also my own label. But I'm a rapper first, you know. But, yeah. Shout out to Ghost Music Building. Appreciate you tapping in Ghost Music. Hit them likes, y'all. While y'all here, hit them likes, hit them 100s. Hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. And I appreciate it. It's Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm on every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30. All right, y'all. Let's move on. We're moving on to our next segment. Hollywood Need to Ask Us. Let me go back real quick because he asked the important question. Shout out to Fake Account. Big up, bro, from the South London. Appreciate you, South London in the building. Appreciate South London in the building. I got love in London, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. You know what I'm saying? I had me a couple of, flight attendants, you know what I'm saying? That will come out and, show your boy, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, though. You know what I'm saying? So, London women, you know what I'm saying? They popping, you know? What about X? DMX, come on, man. DMX is top tier in my book. He's top tier. DMX is top tier. Like, he's arguably in my top 5. Anytime I think of lyricists, I always think of DMX. But he's arguably in my top 5. Because off the top of my head, when I think about lyricism, because that top 5 is people say, damn, it's hard for him to break in your top 5. Think about all the top tier lyricists. He's a top tier lyricist. So it comes down to preference, right? So me, off the top of my head, Jay, Nas, Biggie. That's 3 right there. Then I got to dance with the fact, am I going to go with X, Jada, Styles, Redman, Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef? You gotta, like, some people, his music may have not aged well, but you gotta bring LL Cool J into this, even though he's not necessarily my era, but lyrically, he didn't have all them albums for no reason. He wasn't considered the GOAT for no reason. So you gotta think about him. You gotta think of Kendrick Lamar. You gotta think of J. Cole. J. Cole is one of my favorites. So it's like, you feel me? So it depends on how I feel that day. But on a day like today, I'm gonna round off my 4 with Jadakiss and my 5 with J. Cole. And then I probably go 6 with Styles. And then probably nah. Hold on. I'm gonna go with X at 4. I'm gonna go with X at 4 because X had his body work was crazy. So X at 4, Cole at 5, Jadakiss at 6, 7 Styles, 8. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna just stop right. It's a lot of top tier lyricists. So shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. There's a lot of top tier lyricists. Expect the Deck is under. They don't know about Expect the Deck is a monster. He's a monster. I think I'm a monster too. If y'all go listen to, Ready to Live, you know what I'm saying? I'm a monster too. But it's not about me. You see what I'm saying? They said Eminem is 10. Eminem is dope. He's fire. He is fire lyrically, but he's not my cup of tea. So he's not in my top 10. He's not in my top 10. If somebody was to say they got Eminem in their top 10, I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to do it. If y'all got him in your top 10, cool. He's not in mine. It's not my cup of tea. But he's still dope. He's still one of the GOATs. We got a lot. That's what I'm saying. We got so many top 10. We still haven't mentioned. People don't talk about him at all. He's a real old school right now. Grand Poobah. If y'all ever heard of Grand Poobah, when I was a little kid. I had a brother that was 11 years older than me, and he listened to Brand Nubian all the time. So I had to listen to what he listened to, because if I switch the radio, oh, it's a fight in the house. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna take the L because he's 11 years older than me, right? But Grand Poobah was nice. He was super duper nice. Then you got Busta Rhymes. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of dudes, bro. Pause. Not to mention some of the females is nice. Like it's just a lot of top tier lyricism, and that's why I say it's really preference based. It's preference based when it comes to music. Preference, I tell you this. Just to for you to understand my point when music is preference based. If I ask the question, top 5 music catalogs for me, when it comes to music catalogs, and I'm gonna rank them for me: R. Kelly, Michael Jackson. That's for me. Michael Madonna, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z. Those are my 5 most favorite catalogs. Now, which artist stood out to you in that? Michael Madonna, right? Michael Madonna got that heat, dog. I don't care about none of that. He just got that heat, dog. So, again, it's very preference-based. Very preference-based. Too Short is fire. Aaliyah's fire. I named my daughter after Aaliyah. That's how much I thought of Aaliyah. I named her after my daughter. That's how much I thought. And I named my daughter after Aaliyah, not because she passed away. I named my daughter after Aaliyah because I don't know why I was thinking like this whenever Aaliyah came out, but I was outside early, you know what I'm saying? And I said to myself, if I ever had a daughter, I'm going to name her Aaliyah and spell it the same way. I just thought her name was the super fire. And then when I told the doctor, he was like, you know what that name means? She's the most high. And, he was, trying to pull me on. I was like, oh, appreciate that, doc. Now write it on the goddamn birth certificate. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? So, but yeah. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Moving on to our next segment, Hollywood Need to Ask Us. I came up with the segment because Hollywood has been giving us a lot of trash-ass movies, except for July. I will say that. July, they've been showing out with the abundance of movies that's out right now. And there's going to be more movies coming out in August. But up until July, it was super dry in the movie theater. But I still came up with this segment because I got better ideas for movies or a movie series. So my Hollywood Need to Ask Us for this episode is, I want to see a new crime thriller movie. We need a new great crime thriller. Like the last type of crime thriller we had, um, I believe it was what's the movie with Channing Tatum and they went on like this island and they was having the time of their life, and the girl wakes up and everybody's like, don't blink twice, is that called? But it was something like that, right? But we need to see something even better than that. We need a real crime thriller. I need something that's popping. I need something that's kind of like uh 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 I need something that's kind of like a mix between, damn, I'm thinking of the right movie, but I can't say the name for some reason. Um, sheesh. We need like a new. I'm gonna have to look it up, y'all, cause I got the name on my head, but I can't say it. I can't say it. Yeah, let me. We need a new. Like I want to see a mix of this movie and what Goodfellas. There we go. I need a mix. I need like a mixture of like Goodfellas and Devil's Advocate. You see what I'm saying? Like even though Advocate wasn't a crime thriller, but it had like that mysterious, you just never knew what was gonna happen type of next scene, but like mixed with Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying? The heart of Goodfellas, how entertaining Goodfellas is. Like I don't care what part Goodfellas is on, I'm gonna watch it. I've seen Goodfellas at least 50, 60 times, and I'm always gonna watch it. So I need a mix of both that crime, but Goodfellas have a lot of crime in that movie, right? I need the swagger, the personality of Goodfellas, and put it into, that type of movie where it has that thriller of crime energy, and we haven't had a good one in a while where we got top tier actors going hammies. I would love to see a new crime thriller movie on my end. Shout out to Name Your Business. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes, hit them 100s while you're here, even though you're being super weird. But appreciate you tapping in. Paul, Patrick Torres, love them. An old dirty bastard, but I'm not sure if they would be great these days. But I respect your opinion, of course. New Jack City fire movie. Fire movie. That is a great crime thriller. That is a damn Rowan. That's a great crime thriller. But see, if we was to do a New Jack City, they can't call it New Jack City. That's my only thing. It has to have its own personality. So I could dig the New Jack City, reference. Yes, something like that. But again, new, upbeat, up to date, juice, gridlock. Y'all naming some fire ones. Y'all naming some fire ones. We need that type of new energy. You see what I'm saying? Like we missing that from these new movies, man. So we need a new crime thriller. I would love to see something like that. So that's my Hollywood Need to Ask Us for this episode. We need a new crime thriller type of movie that's just gonna have great acting, a little action, and just be a fire, great pace movie on top of that as well. And we need stars. Don't put people in here just because they rocking on TikTok or they rocking on YouTube. Yo, put stars in this movie. People that we gonna recognize and just let them cook. Let them cook. So we definitely need that in the game. Yeah, Max Payne, Coolio, Terry Crews, Roman Jack with the Terry Crews. Actually, I wouldn't be mad Terry Crews in this movie. I wouldn't be mad if Terry Crews is in this movie if he could be serious in this movie. Nothing jokey, but something serious. Maybe like a gunman or something. Maybe he could do that. He kind of pulled it off in the Expendables, but Expendables is a little jokey, you know what I'm saying? But need them be super ghoul up, drool up, you know what I'm saying? That movie with Fat Joe, where he pulls level on the couch, shotgun. You talking about Empire? That was a fire scene. That was a fire scene. That was a good movie, actually. Empire is a good movie. right? Special media people taking over movies. Yeah, see, and again, I don't have a problem with new people and like people from different spaces getting a part of movies, right? But some movies, it's like, yo, whoa, we gonna put you in this over here, bro. But this one right here is for the actors. We need cooking. I need superb acting. I realize as I get older, what my mom and my older cousins used to talk about, like, yeah, that movie, the acting was trash. I'll be like, what? This shit was fire. And they were like, nah, it was trash. I'm like, yeah, nah, you bugging. And as I got older, I'm like, damn, dude can't act. Like, so again, acting matters. So I need to see that. I need to see. So that's my Hollywood need to ask us for this episode. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, must see segment, as in must see movie, must hear music, and must get book. Must get a book. All right. These three movies I'm mentioning tonight, I guarantee you, I don't want to say it. Matter of fact, I think most of y'all haven't seen two of these. I think most of y'all haven't seen two of these. I know I pride myself on naming movies that y'all have never heard of, never seen, but I think y'all may have heard of one of these tonight. For sure, y'all heard of one of these tonight, for sure. But I'm gonna name it anyway because you'll be surprised what's been out and what people haven't seen. So I'm gonna name it anyway. All right, my first must-see movie. Make sure y'all tap into this movie. Came out just this year, 2025. It's directed by Robert Benton. This movie stars Eddie Murphy, Keke Palmer, and Pete Davidson. This movie is called The Pickup. Very interesting movie, and I want y'all to have your own take on the movie. But the movie is basically about, as y'all see in the trailer, that it's about guys who deal with the Brinks truck and stuff like that. They're going on a run, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for you. See how that goes. I'm not gonna ruin it for you just because I've seen it before you. So make sure y'all tap in to see The Pickup. Second must-see movie came out in 1995, directed by Gus Van Sant. Uh, did it come out in 95? I think this one came out a little later. I'm gonna check the date and the director, but um, yeah, but everybody in it is all right. So yeah, so it stars Bernie Mac, Angela Bassett, Paul Savino, Brian J. White, Evan Jones, Michael Rapis, Raspol, Raspoli. This movie is called Mr. 3000. Must see fire movie again about a veteran baseball player that hit over 3,000 bats, and he got the phone call one day to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all, so make sure y'all tap in to see Mr. 3000. Shout out to Biggs in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Biggs, one of our day ones in the building. And my last final movie y'all must tap into. I'm pretty sure quite half of y'all haven't seen this movie ever, but this is such a fire movie, and it's 3 hours long, but it don't feel 3 hours long at all, because every time I watch it straight through. This movie is directed by Karen Arthur. This movie stars Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Angela Bassett again, Alex Barrow, Vanessa Williams, the beautiful Vanessa Williams, Billy D. Williams, Jason Weaver, Terrence Howard, Holly Robinson Pete, the beautiful Holly Robinson Pete. She never gets old. Wiley Dapper, and Bumper Robinson. This movie is called The Jacksons, An American Dream. Fire movie. I don't think people understand how great this movie is. But the movie is basically about the Jacksons and how they grew up, and they're on stage, and it's a fire movie. Trust me, that's just the synopsis, but you have to watch the movie. It's a fire movie. So make sure y'all tap into The Jacksons, An American Dream, Mr. 3000, and The Pickup. Make sure y'all tap in to see those movies. It's fire, trust me. Shout out to Patrick Torres again. Asked, did you get a chance to see the movie Warrior with Tom Hardy? I didn't. That was one of the movies I kept forgetting to watch. I'm going to put this. That was one of the movies I kept forgetting to watch. I was like, yo, And what threw me off, I'm not gonna hold you. What threw me off, I'm not gonna hold you, is that the new Dexter's out. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen Dexter was back out, new season, and he in New York City, I ain't gonna hold you. I forgot all about the Warrior movie. I ain't gonna hold you. So I was immediately 6 episodes later on Dexter. You know what I'm saying? For those who are Dexter fans out there, y'all know how I'm feeling. The new Dexter series, the season is fire. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of the reason why I forgot, because of Dexter. But I'm gonna watch it. I actually just wrote that down to make sure I do watch that. Brewster's Millions was fire. Come on, bro. Brewster's Millions. It's a classic, but that movie pisses me off, bro. That, cause it's like, yo, that don't happen to regular people, bro. Like, he just got some rich, kin. I think it was his pops or his uncle or something like that. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna leave him all the money on, but he got to spend all this money on by a particular time. He can't own nothing. He got to get rid of everything. And I'm like, damn. But he inherits the rest. And then in the 80s, that money, 10 million in the 80s, that's like having like 50 million now, going crazy. So to ask me to spend $50 million in, what was it, in a month or something like that, I think it was, I can do it. But to see, the trick is you can't have any assets. So again, some people say, well, I would just go buy a sports team. You can't, because it makes assets. So you just have to spend the 50 just to spend it. But me personally, I can spend $50 million in a month, because I would give to probably the homeless more than likely. I do that now. If I do that now. So I would just probably give to the homeless. Like, yo, you get a house, or you get a house. You know what I'm saying? I just give them straight cash. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the homeless up, like, So, but that's a fire movie. The New Edition movie was good. Fire movie as well. I bangs with the New Edition movie. A very underrated biopic, might I add. But you gotta watch the Jacksons. You gotta watch the Jacksons. You gotta watch that movie. It's a fire movie. Andre 3000. Where can we watch all these movies via what? The Pickup is on Netflix. Mr. 3000 is on YouTube. The Jacksons is also on YouTube as well, or Tubi. So, and I think Mr. 3000 is on Tubi as well. So yeah, but The Pickup is definitely on Netflix, because it was a Netflix movie, if I'm not mistaken. Who else? In the chat. Don't feel bad. I still haven't seen X-Men. Rowan, you missing out, bro. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get your favorite snacks and watch X-Men 97 front to back, bro. It's that fire. I'm telling you that right now. Once you get to episode 4, bro, you're going to binge watch the rest of it. You ain't going to want to be bothered. That's how good it is. It's fire. X-Men 97 is fire. I was so pissed off when they told us, yeah, it's going to be back earlier than what they told us. Then all of a sudden, yeah, nah, we're going to be back in 2026. Like, yo, come on, man. Like, you already... And don't come back in 2026 with 10 episodes. Give us 15, 20 eps. Don't come back here with 10. You know what I'm saying? But it's fire. X-Men 97 is fire. Oprah, Button Snaps. Button Snaps don't have American Dream. You'll be surprised how, I wonder how Tubi get all these movies, because they don't give us the same love. They don't give us the same love. Shout out to Ryan in the building. This is actually new Michael Jackson. I heard about that, and I'm not really enthused. Here's why I'm not enthused. Because they haven't seen the Jacksons. American Dream. Like, the movie itself is a perfect movie, because the acting was top tier. The message is so top tier. It's screaming the whole movie. The American Dream, like, it's screaming the theme of the movie. It screams at you all through the movie. It's such a fire movie. I know they doing a new one with Nia Long and all these other, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, B, maybe C plus level actors. I'm not enthused to see that. If it happens to be good, I will say, yo, go see it, go support it. It's a great movie. I was wrong, but I'm looking at the actors they have in there. They're not known for really like giving great, powerful performances, bro. When I say Angela Bassett, you know the type of level of acting you getting in the movie. You know what I'm saying? She playing Catherine. You know what I'm saying? Catherine Jackson. That's their mama. You know what I'm saying? She playing Mama Dukes. That's the level of acting you get. Billy D. Williams. You know what I'm saying? OG style. He's playing Barry Gordy. Like Jason Weaver's playing young Michael Jackson, cooking, cooking. See what I'm saying? Believe it or not, Terrence Howard, he plays one of the great acting in this movie. I'm telling you, go see Jackson's The American Dream. So make sure y'all tap into that. And to me, the Jacksons is the best group ever of all time. Just saying. I got the Jacksons here, New Edition right there, and the three-headed monster I'm gonna give Temptations, because Temptations, the Temptations is that shit is a corporation, dog. Because Temptations, they last for like damn near like 3 to 4 decades, even though they were subbing new guys in and out, whether it was contract differences or illness, sicknesses, a lot of members passed away, but that's a corporation. So you always gonna have top tier singers and performers in the Temptations. New Edition in itself, when I was a kid, I didn't even know New Edition was a group. I knew all of them as solo artists. And my brother one day was like, yo, he played damn, what's the song? No, he played Candy Girl. And I'm like, yo, that's Bobby Brown, that's BBD, that's Johnny Gill. Like, yeah, they used to be a group. And then I went down a real rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, so they was popping alone and they was popping together. But the Jacksons got it though. Cause if we do that, if we say, yo, we're gonna take their solo stuff and them together, then when you say the Jacksons, you gotta take Mike's all of his solo stuff and then him with the crew. You see what I'm saying? So it's only fair. It ain't all right to see Mike. So I'm just saying. So I got the Jacksons up here. I got New Edition right up there with the Temptation. I mean with the Jacksons, and I got Temptations as my 1C. So it's 1A, 1B, 1C. So fire groups. That Michael Jackson movie was fire. I agree. Yeah, every other Michael Jackson film, I'm gonna keep it honest with you, is super duper ass. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. But the Jacksons, the American Dream, undefeated. Undefeated. So make sure y'all tap into it. Again, y'all can catch it on Tubi or YouTube. You could definitely catch that on YouTube. That's a fact, the whole thing. So make sure y'all tap in. All right, y'all, moving on to our must hear. I'm going to give y'all some fire music, whether it's new or old, whether it's hip hop or R&B, but I'm going to give y'all some fire music to match some great vibrations. So my tonight artists, to make sure y'all go tap in, put these 3 songs from this artist on your playlist. Make sure y'all tap into Mario Winans, some R&Bs. Again, Mario Winans. Put these 3 songs on your playlist by Mario Winans. Number 1, You Knew, featuring Slim. Number 2, I Don't Wanna Know, featuring Eva and P. Diddy. Number 3, What's Wrong With Me? Fire songs. So again, put those 3 songs on your playlist by Mario Winans. Again, You Knew, featuring Slim. I Don't Want to Know, featuring Eva and P. Diddy. And number 3, What's Wrong With Me? Make sure y'all put those 3 songs on your playlist. Fire, fire, fire. Shout out to Felix for tapping in. Appreciate you in the building. Hit them likes, hit them 100s while you're here. Jermaine's son is playing Michael. I understand that, but it's still making my point. You see what I'm saying? Again, because Michael Jackson is his uncle, he probably puts on his best performance, right? Just like how O'Shea Jackson Jr. played his father in the Compton movie. So again, if the movie ends up being fire, I'm gonna be the first one to say, yo, I was wrong. The movie is fire. Yo, they killing the game. But because the Jackson movie is so fire and the acting, and they relived a lot of those dope scenes that made them so great throughout the years, and a depiction of the acting, yo, it's gonna be in my mind if and when this ever comes out. You see what I'm saying? But it can't just be one person putting it down. It got to be everybody. And I'm not the biggest Nia Long fan when it comes to serious acting. Like she could do the cute stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the best man, and that's the cute stuff. But serious acting, you don't see her doing a lot of serious acting. So I just don't have faith in it until I see it. But if she kill it, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Cause when I seen her, I'm like, yo, they could have easily went with Andrew Ellis. Because they easily went with her. And for people that don't know who that is, she played the wife in Lovecraft Country, and she played the wife again in King Richard. So her acting to me is like top tier. Uh, Shout out to Smokey in the build. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Hit them likes, hit them 100s while you here. We need to get you a Discord started, buddy. I try started one. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest. It's wild confusing. I get every other one that, you know what I'm saying, that I get them all. Discord, I'm just looking at it like, yo, what the hell do I do next? It's just my name. I don't know what to do next with Discord. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna need some help with Discord. So that's a fact. All right, y'all. Moving on. Again, make sure y'all tap into Mario Winans and put those 3 songs on y'all playlist again. What's Wrong with Me? I Don't Want to Know featuring Eva and P Diddy, and You Knew featuring Slim. So make sure y'all tap into Mario Winans. You know I'm gonna give y'all a fire book, must read book. Put this book on your book list. Get it, love it, read it. And it's great to educate yourself even more because we got a lot of smart people in the chat. You know, this book is only going to help you. You know what I'm saying? All right, so my must-read book, make sure y'all tap into Staying Safe Abroad. Staying Safe Abroad. Traveling, working, living in post of 9/11 in a 9/11 world. This book is by Edward Lee. Edward L. Lee. It's a lot of L's. Edward L. Lee. So make sure y'all tap into this book. Again, it's called Staying Safe Abroad, Traveling, Working, Living in the Post of 9/11 in a 9/11 world. And again, it's by Edward L. Lee. So it's a fire book on ways to staying safe while you travel amongst, working and living. So it's a great book to read. Do you accept donations? Shout out to JG in the building. If you want to contribute to the chat, you're more than welcome to do so. We appreciate the love over here, either way what you do. So, but yeah. Okay, so I think I got everybody's comments. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Send them to Turkey, y'all. Y'all already know. We call this segment Send them to Turkey for some of our first-time watchers. Send them to Turkey because Turkey has some of the most stringent laws that we ever seen in the world, and it became an inside joke amongst the showgoers that we send people to Turkey that just be on bullshit. So type in T to send them to Turkey, or type in N not to send them to Turkey. Again, type in T, type in N to or not to send them to Turkey. Shout out to the new guy in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. All right. First one, send them to Turkey or nah. Send them to Turkey or nah. Parents could face fines or jail time if they can't stop their kids from destroying public property in Glue Cluster Township in New Jersey. What do y'all think about that? Should we send the township to Turkey or not? Send them to Turkey or not. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, type in T, type it in to send them to Turkey or not. Let me know, let me know, let me know. I'm seeing T's, send the parents to Turkey. Why y'all want to send? Well, I agree with that. Send the parents to Turkey. I agree with. Well, see, you got some of the parents complaining to send them to Turkey, but I'm not going to send it to Turkey because it's the township, right? The township says, yo, you are now responsible for if your kid defaces anything around here, you're going to be held responsible. So I'm not going to send them to Turkey for wanting to do that. You see what I'm saying? So, but I feel y'all. It's basically the same thing. Send the parents to Turkey. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. At this moment in time and stage of the game, your kids are an extension of you. They have to know how to act when they out in public, whether they with you or not, especially when they not with you. One thing that my father used to say to me that was kind of like, dude, come on. And then also, like, I get it now. He was like, yo, when you go out, I don't worry. I don't worry, because if you get into something, it was something that you couldn't avoid, right? And the only thing my parents really worried about me growing up with is I might get a little too active, right? But that's just where I was raised. I was born in Brooklyn, and it could get active at any moment in time. You know what I'm saying? It get active at a bus stop, in a damn train, just walking. But majority of the time, if you mind your business, everybody's in mind your business mode, right? But my father always used to say that to me, and that made me feel predictable. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I'm traveling by myself at 8, 9, 10 years old, and my parents was always working, so I'm like a latchkey kid, and my brother's always off doing his own thing. So but yeah, so I like the fact that they holding parents accountable, because you should have control of your kids. The only parents that are mad about this new rule is that parents that don't have control over their kids, that don't know how to talk to them, especially if they're young teenagers, because that's who they talking about. They're talking about the kids who are basically 18 and under. So if you don't have control of somebody that's 18 and under that lives in your house, then you have a problem. The township is the least of your worries. Like, I'm kind of crazy. So there ain't no way a child lives in my house that don't have a healthy fear that I might just kick in their door, waving them for a fall, and just give them a suplex and a leg drop just cause. If your kids don't have a healthy fear, not an unhealthy fear, a healthy fear, meaning when they're about to do something stupid, they think about you. If your kids don't think about you, then you have a problem, especially when they're about to do something stupid. When you whoop ass, when you don't spare the rod, your kids won't have a healthy fear. Some kids are different. Some kids you don't even have to spank. Some kids, for real, you can just say, yo, I'm disappointed in you, yo. And that will ruin their whole week. They will go above and beyond to show you that they deserve redemption. So again, how you raise your children is going to be a reflection when they get out by themselves or with their friends. They'll be the person be like, yeah, y'all my friends, but I ain't doing that. I'm going this way. Just saying. Just saying. All kids need a healthy fear of their parent, whether it's mom or whether it's dad. If they get in trouble in school, the teacher should be like, yo, I call your mother, or or you don't want me to call your father. I know that's what you don't want me to do that. And once they say your father's name, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you don't want me to call Mr. Ashley. He kind of crazy too. My daughter be like, yeah, you right. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I had a healthy fear of my parents. I told y'all on the chat before, when I was 12 years old, I told my math teacher to shut up. Told him to shut up. And I thought I was cool. Like, yo, yeah, I told him to shut up, right? He talking too much. He's the teacher. Smart guy. You know what I'm saying? But I told him to shut up because his accent was really thick, and I was insensitive because his accent was thick, and I couldn't understand what he was saying because of the accent. That's why I said shut up. But when I got home, my mother was waiting on me, and I knew it was serious because she had the cig. She had the cig, like, and you could tell she was contemplating whether, like, to whoop my ass as soon as I walked through the door. Maybe like a nice little suplex or a little, you know what I'm saying, a little swift kick to the chest. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom's was quick with hers, you know what I'm saying? Or a nice little two-piece, you feel me? Or just tell my father, because if she said I'm gonna tell your father, then it's like, yo, now you cheating, man. Like, chill. You don't need to call that guy. You know what I'm saying? I take the two-piece and I go to my room, please. You know what I'm saying? And she's sitting there with this cig and was like, are you crazy? You tell your teacher what? Tell your teacher shut up again. Tell your teacher shut up again. And that's how I knew it was real, because she was smoking the cig and she needed that to calm her down. So, you know what I'm saying? So all kids need a healthy fear of their parent. And I'm glad that the township is putting it on the parent, because again, they're not talking about adults. They're talking about kids. And if they live in your house, then they should have a healthy respect and fear of that parent. Uh, that's true too, yo. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to Rashida in the building. Like, you just need to have a healthy fear of your parent. It is what it is. Whether it's your kids. Again, when I was a little kid, I had a healthy fear of these two people in the back, bro. You know what I'm saying? The best thing ever is that they got divorced. And the reason why I say that is because I could run game. You see what I'm saying? I could be at one house, and then by the time I get to the other, I could run game. You feel what I'm saying? My brother used to look at me like, yo, you think you slick? I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I'm the young one, so I could run different type of game. You can't run this game. You see what I'm saying? But I could run this game. But if they was together, oh, that would have been a double ass whooping. You see what I'm saying? So I know how to play it. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying. Healthy fear all day. Shout out to Roa Jack. Again, with the gift, appreciate you showing that love. If you throw a toy on the court during the WNBA game, send them the turn. We talked about that. We talked about that, Roa Jack. The green dildos is going crazy in the WNBA. It's going crazy. You're not going to take the sport serious if you're allowing people to get in with green dildos. Can't do it. It won't happen. Your game won't flourish if you got to worry about green dildos. Which is crazy. Why would you even buy a green dildo? Like, I don't. Ladies, do you need to see the dildo in the dark? That's to some of the ladies in the chat. Maybe y'all could like answer that one. That just threw me off. But but the green dildos is going crazy at the WNBA game. Shout out to Andy in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Andy311. Appreciate you tapping in. Send the fathers who don't step up for their child the turkey. That's a Fizzac. Send them the turkey. Send them the turkey. But I will say this though. In this day and age, and I can say this for me too. People always used to say, "Yo, you lucky to have your dad in your life," and I would kind of take my dad for granted in a sense, because even though he was present, he wasn't present. Do that make sense? Like, even though he was there, he wasn't necessarily like in tune, right? So I felt like it was my job as the child is to bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? But some kids, they get so used to their parents being there, and they could kind of take their parents for granted too. So I will say that as well too. Somebody got a thing for Shrek at the WNBA. Paul, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Somebody got a thing for Shrek at the WNBA. That's funny. That's crazy though. That's crazy. Paul stupid. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Send them the turkey or nah. Send them the turkey or nah. Hulk Hogan's daughter Brooke did not attend her dad's funeral. Many believe that she didn't attend the funeral because of his past views or his views before he passed of the cultured community. At the time she was dating somebody from the cultured community, he didn't approve, and obviously what he said got out, and and other things started resurfacing, which concluded that Hulk Hogan was not a fan of the cultured community, and the cultured community is people that heavily supported his career, right? So it was thoughts or rumored that that was part of the reason, but a part of the reason why that she didn't go to the funeral is because her father expressed to her many times prior is that funerals are too sad, basically, and he's not about funerals. He didn't even want a funeral, and that's part of the reason why she did not come. Now, there's also rumor that she's not accepting anything that her father was leaving for her in the will, and that also can or may pertain to the views he has to the cultured community. So, are we sending Brooke Hogan to Turkey or not for not attending her dad's funeral? Let me know in the chat. Send her to the funeral. My homeboy calls me mommy. Yeah, shout out to Carolina in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Send her to Turkey. Me personally, because in the chat I'm saying send to Turkey. Me personally, I'm not going to send to Turkey. Not going to your dad's funeral is crazy. It is crazy. But here was my question when I had brought up Hulk Hogan before. When I brought up Hulk Hogan before, and when he passed away, I said I would not be saying rest in peace. I said I would just say Hulk Hogan passed at 70 something, whatever his age was, that whatever I said his age was is what it was, right? I'm just gonna say Hulk Hogan passed at this age. I'm not gonna say rest in peace to someone who has a certain type of energy for my community. I'm not gonna say that. But I'm also not gonna tell other people not to say rest in peace. Now, on some of my other social platforms, they was like, oh, Ash, you wrong because that's disrespecting the family and you don't want to disrespect the family because they still here. My answer to that was, I don't want to say F the family, but where was the family when he was spewing this type of rhetoric? Because I guarantee you, even though me and my father, as I got older, we was more like best friends than father than son as we got older. If he wasn't standing on something, I called him out on it. So just like her, I will call him out. When my father passed, I did go. But that's my decision. But what our back and forth was had nothing to do with other people. It had nothing to do, well, it kind of did, but it didn't in a sense. You see what I'm saying? It's like it was still a little different, right? But the fact that she's standing on her square in business, if this rumor was to be true, is the reason why she didn't go. I can respect that. Do I encourage that? Not necessarily, because at the end of the day, you only get one mom, you only get one dad. I don't care who is step, I don't care who is foster, I don't care who is, is active. That's cool, and they should remain that way if they got the type of love that they have for people and person or child. But you only get one biological. Only one, and you come from that one. When it all is said and done, they're going to talk that you're aligned to their lineage. You're not aligned to anybody else's. That's how history gets skewed and misdirected. So at the end of the day, I respect the fact that she didn't do it and her reasoning, or her proposed reasoning to be. I can respect it. Would I have done the same thing? No, but my thing is, I would have called my dad out if he was on that type of time against other people. So when somebody said, oh, I'm disrespecting the family, how am I disrespecting the family if his own daughter didn't go? How am I disrespecting the family if I'm not telling other people not to say rest in peace? So how am I disrespecting the family? It's not on me to tell this man rest in peace for him to actually rest in peace. Like, what are we talking about? So at the end of the day, people trying to put that on me on other platforms. And again, his daughter didn't even show up, and for her own reasons. And again, she stood on her own business, and she wasn't jacking it. So it was the rest of the family when he used to say racist things. I'm just saying. So when people say I'm disrespecting the family, well, where was the family when he was on that when he was on that type of time? Just saying. Confusing Sin Hogan to Turkey. Agree. It's not crazy if it's her father said she didn't want one. Send Hope to Turkey and his confusion. Uh, that's the truth. Send Hope to Turkey. I think Hope threw the first toy. But y'all get what I'm saying though. And again, the reason why I'm saying that, again, for me and myself only, is that again, when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan, it was Hulkamania. He was one of the biggest celebrities in the world. He wasn't just a top tier wrestler. He was one of the most famous people in the world. And people from my culture, my community, supported his movies, supported the action figures and the beach towels, the lunch boxes, anything that was Hulkamania, had to get the Hulkster and all this stuff. And when you think about it, it's like, damn, as a little kid, as a culture little kid, if I support you and I make my dad support you, so if you've seen my father in public, you wouldn't have the courtesy to shake his hand, be like, yo, my son loves you, man. And they shook it. You wouldn't even shake his hand, huh? Because you had the type of energy you have for it. So again, that's why I say that. So shout out to Solo Slim in the building. Appreciate you as always. One of our badge holders in the building. Big badge holder in the building. One of our day ones. His daughter showing us her dad fame and money wasn't everything. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, Paul. Yes, because he was also outside of wrestling, making movies and commercials and doing cameos. That's a fact. Yes. I'm just tapping in. Appreciate you as always, Solo. Shout out to Mr. Patel in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Another weirdo. Hit them likes while you're here, though. Shout out to Mont Vlogs in the building. Hit them likes, hit them 100s. Appreciate you tapping in. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know it's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps. Again, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. First hot topic of the night, y'all. Shedeur Sanders' debut with the Cleveland Browns versus the Colorado Panthers. He went 14 for 23 as his completion rate, which is very good, 14 for 23. Threw for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let me know what y'all think about his performance in the chat. I said this last show when I found out he was going to do the starting. And what I pretty much echoed was, I hope he goes in and kills it, because the odds have been stacked against him. Not just from the draft, but also in practice, having the lowest amount of reps. And anytime, if anybody's ever played football, like I played college football before I got into music, playing football and at that level, reps matter. They matter. Especially for a quarterback. It is what it is. The only position where reps really don't matter is running back. The fresher the back, the better the back. The less pounding, the more grounding. Pause. But again, as long as that running back know what he needs to do, a fresh back is going to get you a lot of yards. But he plays the quarterback position, so he got the least amount of reps, and he started. So a lot of people felt like they were setting him up for failure. I felt the same way. And then he also not starting the game with the starters. Carolina Panthers started the game with their starters. And by the time the third series, they put in their second guys in, but they started the game with their defensive starters and their offensive starters. So again, I feel like he was going up against a stacked deck, and he showed up, showed out, he balled. He played a little into the third quarter, and there was some things he needs to work on, but there's a whole lot of good that came from his performance. And I think moving forward, he's going to put pressure on all the other quarterbacks that was drafted. Because from here on out, all the quarterbacks that was drafted ahead of him, all of them, every single last one of them, if they don't show up and show out, and Shedeur does, then the rest of the world is going to say what I already been saying months ago. And it's so funny what a lot of the commentators have been saying in the game lets me know that they don't watch college football. Or, believe it or not, just because somebody played in the NFL, all NFL roads is not the same. Some guys get into the NFL later, earlier, and it's about being healthy, it's about being available, and it's about fitting the story. The NFL, and I've said this before, is not built off talent. You know why it's not built off talent? Because the owners have the same mentality as men have as far as women. Women turn 21 every day, bro. And what that means in college, there's always a new star. It's always a new star every year. Last year, we didn't hear about Jeremiah Smith. We didn't hear about the kid Williams from Alabama. These kids, right, those kids was seniors that came straight from high school and was balling out. So in college, you're going to find stars every year. So it's not built off talent. Talent will eventually make its way to the NFL. That doesn't mean it's going to be selected where we think it's going to be selected based off talent. The NBA is not like that, and the NFL is not like that, because it's going to be a new crop next year, and all NFL teams don't want to win. Y'all like, what? Every NFL team don't want to win. Why is some NFL teams always trash? When they have the same opportunity to sign who they need to sign, to get the proper coaches, to get the proper scouts, they have the same opportunity. It's all from the same pot. Some teams understand that they just want to be open for business, make the merchandise money, and they good. If you do the research, you know what I'm talking about. So again, I think Shedeur is going to continue to show up, show out. He does need to improve on certain things. Some things that he used to do at Colorado still showed up a little bit. But once he got comfortable, he willed it in, and he was outstanding. So I think the quarterbacks drafted ahead of him, at this point, it doesn't matter for me because they're all in the NFL. But it matters in sports world now because everybody is watching Shedeur. If I'm not mistaken, their preseason game was the highest rated preseason game ever. I saw more people with Shedeur Sanders jerseys than any other player in the damn stadium. And mind you, they was playing at the Carolina Panthers. So it was more jerseys of Shedeur than it was of Bryce Young. More than Cam Newton at a Carolina game. That speaks volumes. So again, all the guys who was drafted ahead of him, y'all better have a good season, because it's going to be scary if you don't. Because people will talk, and talk after a while, and eventually it do get to you, and it will matter in the eyes of athletes, because confidence is everything to an athlete. Once a athlete's confidence is supremely shaken down from its foundation, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. No matter how great he used to be, no matter how high he used to jump, no matter how great he used to throw or catch or whatever. Once his confidence is done, he is done. He's not the same. So again, this is going to matter. The kid Tyler Shuck, he threw a touchdown pass, but his first pass was a pick six. It was scary hours for him real quick. Scary hours. So again, Jalen Milroe had a good game, but we all know he's not going to be the starter on the Seahawks, this year or maybe even next year. He's a guy that they gonna build him up, and he has all the tools. He has a strong arm. He's fast. He can run, but he doesn't read the defense well. But he did have a good game. So again, it's going to be scary hours. I will say that. So shout out to Shedeur for balling out and continue to show up and show out. Which leads, and I already leaned into it, the impact of Shedeur Sanders. And it will continue to manifest itself, because you got all types of people that wasn't even interested in watching the game now. So he's bringing more viewership, more fans, and the more you hate on this kid, the more people is going to root for him. So the impact is crazy. The impact is crazy, and again, he's putting a lot of pressure on the league. My Saints is in rebuild mode, but dudes have to be themselves and try to be Drew Brees. Try not to be Drew Brees. He got to be himself and try not to be Drew. I don't think people watch Tyler Shook at Louisville. He's a good player. He's good. He was good. But we're not going to say that he was a first-round caliber quarterback. No. If you were to ask most college coaches last year, they wouldn't have told you that Tyler Shuck is a first-round quarterback. They wouldn't have told you that. But they took him in the first round. But I'll be rooting for your Saints, bro, because I do come to New Orleans. I have a great time in New Orleans. So shout out to New Orleans. They always show me a good time. Every time I'm in New Orleans, all the locals be like, yo, bro, you be having a good time here? I'm like, yo, I'm back for like the 8th time. They like, yo, that's crazy. It's so violent out here. It's always gunplay. I'm like, for real? For some reason, wherever I be at, it just be love. He was like, yeah, like, where you be at? I'm like, yo, I be right there on the, you know what I'm saying, on Bourbon Street. Get my Diddy Bop on, throwing beads. You know what I'm saying? Having a good old time. Shout out to YouTuber in the building, YouTube 91. Appreciate you tapping in. That was trash, but good try at the joke. Hit them like and 100 while you're here. We play New York Giants and Jets this year. Okay. Yeah. Well, do your thing. You know where my team is at. You see that hat in the back. You see, I may be from Brooklyn, but that's my team in the back. That's been my team. The Chiefs have been my team when we was trash. But now that I say the Chiefs, well, not now, but because the Chiefs are winning Super Bowls now, it's like, oh, you been a Chiefs fan. Cut it out. Shout out to Rowan Jack. They updated YouTube. Them gifteds was rolling in. Shout out to Rowan Jack. Them gifteds was rolling in. Send that brother some thank yous. Send that brother some thank yous. He just gifted some people in the chat, man. So send that brother some thank yous. Patrick Torres, Kimberly Queen, Ryan Anderson, my cousin Leaf, and Solo. Appreciate that. Shout out to JG. Saying that you donated some money is not actually putting money in the chat, bro. That's just weird. he keeps saying donated 100, donated 200. How? I don't. It's not in the chat, bro. What are we talking about? Nah, I brought you 5 more. Oh, damn. So he gifted 10 of y'all tonight. Shout out to Roman Jack, man. Appreciate you as always. Shout out to Love in the building. What's up? Appreciate you tapping in. Shout out to Zay in the build, Zay in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. A bit of a weirdo, but appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes and hit them 100s while you're here. Uh, Shout out to, yeah, y'all are weird. Like the jokes is hella dry, and y'all don't got no pictures for me to roast. So, but shout out to y'all though. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Um, yeah, so appreciate that. All right, so moving on to our next hot topic. Beginning June 4th of 2026. Damn, 2026 is right around the corner, y'all. Again, June 4th, 2026. In New York City, the MTA is increasing their fares to $3. Whoa. What do y'all think about that? Let me know in the chat. They're increasing their fare to $3. I mean, at this point in time, I said this years ago, but obviously I didn't have my platform years ago. MTA is one big scam, bro. It's one big scam. There's no way you collect $1 a day for the amount of people that actually ride in the transportation, as far as public transportation, whether it's bus, train. There's no way if you accumulate $1 from each person that's not enough money to take care of all the MTA, not just from the salaries, upkeep. Mind you, they get upkeep from the city because it's a city job. And for them to boost their fare, boost the fare, $3 is for what? Is for what? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why? And all in all, it's like, yo, what more do you want? What more do you want? When it was raised to $2.25, I was like, yo, they are bugging. $2.50, they lost their mind. They had a whole $3. They went to $2.75, then they went to $2.90. Now they're going up to $3. For what? For what? And they wonder why people are moving out of New York. And here's the thing, right? The reason why New York is difficult to live in is because it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. The people, you're not going to find people like you're going to find in New York City. Independent thinkers, people mind their business. The freedom that you feel in New York City is beautiful. The energy, the genuine energy you get in New York City is beautiful. You could be whoever you want in New York City, right? But everything else is unnecessary. Traffic, unnecessary. Parking, unnecessary. Public transportation, unnecessary. They give you will park your car in a spot that literally have no sign. You come back a half hour later, you got a ticket. You're like, yo, there was no sign here. Oh, now we just built the sign like 20 minutes ago. You see it? Yeah, we got it up. What? They would tow your whip, and the fines is different. I moved to Florida, right? But in Florida, it's just better quality of life. I came out to Florida. I was doing some shows, and I was like, yeah, I'm coming back. I'm moving to Florida, right? That's how I ended up in Florida for real. That's the real story, right? And the quality of life is different in Florida, right? New York City, and I'm sorry, the point I'm trying to make is that you can still get fines in Florida. $25. I got a ticket for $25 like 2 years ago, and I'm like, $25? Like, get this, like, get had that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just weird. Shout out, yo, I'm gonna hook you up with some tickets, bro. You've been doing too much. You've been doing too much, and I'm gonna hook you up with some tickets. He's a weirdo. Hold on, y'all. He's a weirdo. Yeah, he's a weirdo. But 25, that's what I'm saying. $25 It's super cheap. So when they send me the $25, I'm like, I'm from New York City, baby. I'm used to hearing 185, 149. I'm used to getting, told, or something like that. Whereas, like these amounts will go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that $25, I laughed at it. I was like, yo, this is cute. You know what I'm saying? Like they tried. You know what I mean? But it's unnecessary. Parking. It's never no way to park. It's never no way to park. Even though the thing that I miss about New York City is the people. And what I mean by the people, just the energy of the people. Everybody just be doing their own thing. In Florida, people are kind of nosy. You know what I'm saying? But New York City, everybody do their own thing. But the quality of life in Florida is different. Obviously, the weather, the air, like stuff like fruits, fresh fruits. They don't get that in New York City. The fruit is wild tainted in New York City. You know what I'm saying? It's just the quality of life. The type of home that you get for your money is different. It's just different. It's just different. It's just a different quality of life. So, but yeah, but New York City again, they going up in fares to $3 January 4th in 2026, which is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then the thing is, people say, "Yo, I'm gonna move to New York City and I don't need no car." When I lived in Brooklyn, I always had me a car. It's way more convenient. It's way more convenient, but it depends where you go. You go to Manhattan, best believe you're gonna have to park in the $20 an hour spot if you go to Manhattan. And even the traffic, depending on the bridge, whether you take the Brooklyn Bridge or the Manhattan Bridge. If you want to take the Brooklyn Bridge, you got to take that puppy around like noon. Anything from noon to 3, you cool. Once it hit like 3:30 to 6, oh, forget about it. Forget about Manhattan. You good on the Manhattan Bridge from 5 in the morning to maybe like 8, and then at nighttime. At nighttime, you can, move about on the Manhattan Bridge. So you just got to know how to move. But even then, it's certain parts of Manhattan when you go into, you got to pay an extra. They got some new thing when if you go past a certain area, you got to pay extra. So it's crazy. New York City is crazy right now. So shout out to y'all that's still, thugging it, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? There's always love in my New York City, my beloved New York City. But that's crazy though. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Question. What the hell happened to the Doge checks, yo? What happened to the $8,000 Doge checks, yo? Then they got dropped to $5,000. What happened to the checks? I thought Donald Trump was going to have these checks ready. And most people was like, yo, Ash, you bugging. Donald Trump ain't giving people no $8,000 or no $5,000 a piece. I was saying up and down, yes, he is. Yes, he will. And it's going to happen this year. We in August, y'all. We in August. What the hell happened? And the reason why I believe that we was going to get them checks because I'm a big believer in storyline. And I believe that we're setting Donald Trump up to be the best president ever based on storyline, right? Because look at all the activity he's done since he's been in office. Now, if you combine all the activity he's done in office thus far, and he gave every person $8,000, not $5,000, $8,000 for every household with no type of qualifications. Is everybody going to get this money because the money is there for people to get and they don't up the cost of living? He would undoubtedly go down as the greatest president we've ever had, regardless if you're for or against his politics. Because I know what people are not going to tell me. They're not going to stand on principle and not receive the money. For all the people that don't rock with Donald Trump, you don't rock with him. And there's no debate on why you don't rock with him. I don't care if you rock with him or not. But if you don't rock with him, and if he sent you the 8 grand, you gonna tell me my pride won't let me take the 8 grand? So again, that was part of the reason why I felt that they were setting Donald Trump to be the greatest president we've ever had, because of his activity. And if this goes through, undoubtedly, people will say he's the greatest president we've ever had. And if they don't say he's the greatest, then they're going to say he's the most effective president we have ever had. And I said this months ago. So where's the damn money? Where's the money on? Just saying. Y'all stupid in the chat. I'm trying not to laugh at the chat right now. The chat, y'all are funny as hell. That's funny. See, some of the other jokes that y'all, you know, some of the people that troll, they be whack. But y'all killing the chat right now. Somebody said Epstein took it. Come on, bro. Academy, come on, bro. Come on, bro. He said Epstein took it. We had to pay off the COVID checks. Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Shout out to Roman Jack. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Nah. Nah. Shout out to Vic Rush Hour. Nah. I ain't trying to hear none of that, baby. You said the folks was gonna get some money, baby. We want the money, baby. Where the money on, baby? I have a joke for you, brother. New channel, by the way. Appreciate you tapping in. Oh, in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes, hit them 100s while you're here. Hell is ready for you. I'm just saying, bro. Where the money on? Where's the money on? Where is the money? Where is the money? Where's the money? That's what I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear, oh, yo, let me holler at you. Nah, I mean, nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Where's the money? If you say you got 8 racks for us, don't come out and be like, yo, we don't got the 8. We'll hit you up with the 5. Now, where the 8 at, bro? Why the 8 got down to 5? And if you're going to do the 5, then do the 5 tomorrow. I shouldn't have to wait all year to get the 5. And don't up the cost of living on top of that, bro. I'm just saying. Elon said 25. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. We could do the 25. I heard 25 too. You right. I'm bugging. I heard 25 too. I'm just saying. You can take it with you. I think you meant to say you can't take it with you and you worried about it. Why you worried about it? Why you not worried about it? See, I don't understand people. When you work hard, right? And you do well for yourself, right? That's acceptable, of course, right? But when something is owed to you, we don't speak on it. Your mindset, bro. We kicking over everything. What you mean? If you're not worried about it, then don't. I graduated college. Wonderful for you. You want a biscuit? There's several people that graduated college and still are struggling. What are we talking about? College have nothing to do with struggle. What are you talking about? I watched my father that had his master's struggle up until his late 40s. What are we talking about? And then that's when he broke through. But because he broke through at a certain time, that don't mean he's not old. What are we talking about? We think that productivity don't match the money that we already owed. Before you come on this channel, talking the way you talking, know who you talking to. In this country, it's owed to us. And if you don't know that by now, then this is not the conversation you want to have, sir. I'm just saying. Just because it's not linked to me necessarily, that doesn't mean we shouldn't get it. So what you talking about? What are we worried about for? What are we talking about? When something is yours, it's yours. What are we talking about? You have a slave mentality. Yeah, so you obviously don't know who you talking to. Get over it. Okay. Yeah, you one of them. Yeah. You're somebody that's coming in that don't know who you talking to. So by me talking to you, it's not going to get nowhere because you're speaking out of feeling. You're not speaking from a place of logic because obviously you just heard of me tonight and tapped in, and I appreciate the love, but you haven't heard me speak on slavery. So that's why your stance is completely out of bounds and super wrong. Your mindset is super wrong. Basically, you having a slave mentality, thinking that you're supposed to get what you only work for. But when something is yours, it's yours. It's so funny when it comes to the cultured community, we can't worry about what's ours, but everybody else get to tap in to the other money. You got billionaires that are billionaires that's tapping into money that they don't need, but they tap into it, correct? So what are we talking about, sir? Your comments? Because right now, you're so responsive that you're not even letting the words hit you. God bless you, my brother. Tax reform for the rich. I'm saying. See, that's what most people don't understand, right? They think because if you make 100 grand, 200 grand, or if you make a salary, that you're good. But money isn't real. It's a tool. We're talking about tools. This is why I know this is your first time tapping in. If money is a tool, it's meant to be used. So if I'm asking for us as a culture, where's the 5,000? Where's the tool that we need for us to do other things that we need to do to enrich us even more? Because we owed. And the money that they owe us is going to be less than what it really is anyway. So because of this tool, there's people out there that could use the $5,000 tomorrow. And regardless, if you can't use the $5,000 tomorrow, doesn't mean we don't speak on it. Because the most people that check on the money, Mr. Educated Man, is the people that already have it. Mr. Educated Man. Who found the money? Elon Musk. Mr. Educated Man. This is not what you want, sir. But God bless you, though. Walk with God. God loves you, though. Appreciate you. Shout out to JD3 for tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. Washida, we don't die. That's a fact. Shout out to your dad. That's a weird name, but shout out to you. Wealth is measured in mass appeal. I'm trying to tell you, man. I need to read the Bible. Again, sir. Yo, appreciate you tapping in. But it's a lot of feeling-based stuff that you're saying because, again, it's not aligning. Not too real, man. You feel what I'm saying? But again, where's the checks? Are you Donald? Is this Donald forming as a fake person? Are you Donald? It's sad you listen but you don't hear. Bro, this is what I said to you, sir. You're replying, so you're not even letting what I'm saying land on you. And you're leaning on your own understanding. And based on your own understanding, it's wrong. Period, point blank, because I'm speaking from a place of logic and real truth, Mr. Educated Man. You're so educated. And it's so funny. Everybody, it's so crazy. We live in a world with all these educated people, but they plumb dumb. Like, come on, cut it out. You're not going to win that over here. You're not going to win that over here. You're not going to win that over here. You lost, sir. Grow up and Google a lot. Yeah, sorry, sir. Finished college, did that. God bless you though. And it's funny, we can't even check you out. Where's your credentials? Where's your credentials, sir? Stop it. Stop it. Facts. You feel me? Plumb dumb. All this education, but plumb dumb, right? This how I know he didn't finish college. This how I know. This is how people tell on themselves without telling on themselves. You tell on yourself because again, in the real world, we can't fact check you because you don't even have a real picture up. You're just talking. So shout out to you. I gave you too much energy. So shout out to you. Patrick in the building, facts. The archaeologist, appreciate you tapping in. Hey, bro. Good to see you getting at the live. Again, appreciate that question. What do you see, man? I was rocking with you, man. You had to be weird. Your credibility, asking for credentials, FIDAX. Shout out to Gray Wolf. Stay strong, brother. Appreciate that, my brother. Please be careful. Mark Davenport, unfortunately, I'm saying the words too fast. Philosophizing in the socialist democracy is beyond people's rationale. Facts. Please stop talking to him. He didn't finish getting his degree. I gave him too much energy. I'm not gonna say another word to him. So whatever he's posting, shout out to you. Appreciate you here and trying to add to the conversation. But you gotta sit at the back of the class now. When you raised your hand and you tried it. So again, I wasted too much time on him. What do you? All right. Shout out to Travis in the. I don't know what's going on, Travis. Are you asking that to that guy? I'm assuming that's what you're doing. Wide open. Okay. Shout out Patrick. Appreciate that. All right, y'all. Moving on to, well, again, let me finish that. Again, where's the damn Doge checks? The Doge check should have been out. You promised the people the money. Give the people the damn money. All right. So again, it shouldn't be left up to everybody else to give to the homeless, to give to the poor. Like how I said earlier before. When I said if I had $100 million, because we talked about Brewster's millions, and Brewster had to give up about what, $10 million in 30 days. And I said I could spend $10 million, no, $50 million in 30 days. And in order to do it, you can't gain assets from it. I can easily spend it because I would just give to the homeless. So that's what I would do. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Layla Ali. Layla Ali is ducking smoke from Clarissa Shields. She said no to the $15 million fight. What do y'all think about that in the chat? Let me know. So she's ducking that smoke. $15 million fight from Clarissa Shields. The great Layla Ali. I'm a big fan of Layla Ali, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of her. I think by far she was the best female boxer we've ever seen. Until Clarissa Shields. And even when Clarissa Shields was on her come up, I thought Layla was better. And I remember when Clarissa first made the challenge, I said, I know you're a young bull, Clarissa, but Layla is a different, you know what I'm saying? That's different type of, you know what I'm saying, work right there. Layla ducked the fight then. Some years had went by. Clarissa continued to win, continued to dominate, if I should say, and show her skill level that kept getting better and better each and every fight. And now she's the phenom that we see in front of us. All I'm saying is, if you feel like you're the best and you still can actively show that you're the best, then Layla, get in there and handle that. And it's $15 million. Like, $15 million, that's good money right there. I know some people like to say, well, all money ain't good money. But this is something that you do. There's no downside on her taking this fight. There's no downside. Even if she loses the fight, like, this is what sports is made of. This is why Jordan is Jordan, why Kobe is Kobe, why LeBron is LeBron, why Steph Curry is Steph Curry. To be the best, you got to go up against the best. Simple and plain. I'm just saying. So she rather have people have the conversation on who could possibly be the best. I'm just saying, if Michael Jordan was still able to play basketball, and LeBron was like, yo, come back for one more season, baby, and see what we got. You know what I'm saying? If you can play, then we're going to see what's going to happen. MJ going to lace him up. That's all I'm saying. Now, if LeBron said the same to Kobe, now LeBron is more closer to age with Kobe. So if Kobe was still healthy, still alive, obviously, rest in peace to Kobe, to the GOAT, to one of the GOATs. If he was still alive, still healthy, and LeBron was like, you gonna retire? What you mean? Like, you healthy? I challenge you to come back. You think the Mamba not putting on them damn kicks and getting back out on that damn court? Come on now. Layla, if you can still go, then do it. That's all I'm saying. If you can't physically, then say that. Because people want to see this fight. You're great. Clarissa's great. We want to see this fight. Now, if you physically can't do it, cool. I can respect it. I'll leave it alone. And I bet you the world will leave it alone. But it's kind of corny if you can and you just won't go. And then you won't go. And you still saying that you're the best. What Ric Flair used to say, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. That's all I'm saying. So, Clarissa's great. Layla is great. We should get a great fight, but it's kind of whack that she won't take the fight. No, he not, cause he not doing it. Well, you know, if Kobe was alive, you know, again, that's why I said rest in peace to Kobe. If he was alive and he was still physically, you know, could go, he would do it. He would do it. Shout out to Ezekiel. Appreciate you tapping in. All these kid references, which is weird, but appreciate you tapping in. That's his way of saying I look like Marcus Houston. Okay. Bud Crawford or Canelo. That's a tough, you jerk. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Ooh. You a jerk for that. That's a tough one. Bud or Canelo? See, here's my thing, right? Both are great fighters. Both are great fighters. Canelo is deadly. But Bud, and see, because Canelo lost before, he know what it's like to have doubt. Bud has no doubt. So I'm going with Bud. And that's mainly because out of mindset and not out of skill or talent. So I'm going with Bud, mainly because of mindset. He doesn't have a space in his mind where he's doubting he's ever going to win. But because Canelo lost before, he would doubt himself in a fight. So I'm going with Bud because of that. Yeah. That fight is going to be good. Yeah, I know it is. I know it is. He was a jerk for pulling that one out, though. Pause. Like, we talk about Clarissa and Layla. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we talk. This a whole nother. And these are different type of beasts over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Layla and Clarissa. Honestly, if they fight right now, I think Clarissa would happen. I think if they would have fought 10 years ago, I think Layla would have had it. But we in 2025. But because of who Layla is and her lineage, if she gets into the ring, I just refuse to believe that Layla is going to get into the ring half-stepping. I don't think that fight comes down to a knockout. I think that comes down to a decision. Me personally, I think that would be a brawl for it all type of fight. So I really believe that. I really believe if Layla would agree, she's going to get into the ring ready. She not going to show up like how Damon Wayne showed up in the movie The Great White Hype when he had to fight the white guy and he's overweight and he just looked wild crazy and still ended up beating the white guy. But yeah, shout out to Solo Slim. The fight is going. Oh yeah, I read. Okay, shout out to Sonya. 17-year difference. It is. That's what I'm saying. It is an age difference, big difference, very big difference, and that's my thing. Layla, if you're going to say I'm not going to fight because physically it's just not going to happen, then cool. I think the fans could accept it because there is an age difference of that magnitude. But I done seen her pops knocked out young dudes. I'm just saying. I done seen her pops do it. I done seen other men fighters knock out guys half their age. And Clarissa is not necessarily half her age. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just great fighters. So, and then there's muscle memory too. So, you know what I'm saying? She don't necessarily lose it. She just got to work its way back in. Like Mike Tyson. You see how old Mike Tyson is. And it's just muscle memory. Like, even when he fought Jake Paul, like, nobody could tell me that Mike wasn't paid to throw that fight. Because anybody that know boxing, when Mike was moving, he had to hold himself back so much to the point he started biting his glove. When a fighter bites his glove, and you don't see that, right? But Mike biting his glove was symbolizing like, yo, it's this money on the line. It's like, I got this money on the line. Like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's muscle memory. And then you seen in practice how when Tyson, I mess up when I speak fast, y'all. But again, with Tyson, when he started hitting that bag and, you know what I'm saying, he started moving, all that muscle memory, that's deadly. You know what I'm saying? So again, I still think it'll be a great fight, but she said no to the fight. This was cool. Mike was biting his glove because he couldn't hold his hands up anymore. Nah, you don't believe that, Elijah. You don't believe that. You don't believe that. I think you meant to say this is cap. But yeah, nah, you don't believe that, bro. Like I said, I grew up boxing, playing football, and basketball before I got into music. He was holding back, bro. He was holding back, bro. I'm telling you, if he would have connected with any of those shots to his combination punches, to endure Mike's combination punches, you have to be a boxer. Jake Paul, he's turned himself into a boxer, but he's not a guy that grew up in boxing. That's different. So the hits feel different. That's like somebody learning how to wrestle today opposed to, you know, growing up. Them hits is second nature. It's just straight muscle memory. Same thing. If I got in the ring, it'll be muscle memory. If I play basketball, you know, the hezzy, that's muscle memory. If I play football, catching with either hand, one-handed, that's all muscle memory. Boxing is muscle memory. So, you know, if she get into shape, she can do it. But if she physically don't feel like she can do it, then I can accept that if she's saying that. But you can't say no and then walk away, but I still smoke you though. Like, if you say no to the fight, then you can't say that no more. You know what I'm saying? So, again, if it was Kobe, if it was MJ, I keep it on a woman. If it was any of the Williams sisters and they physically still can go and somebody called them out one-on-one, like, yo, I'm the new young gunner. Serena on that court. She up on that court. Thigh shorts, you know, with the flap up dress, all that. She gonna wear something that has nothing to do with tennis. Body just looking all good, just had me. We was talking about Venus, yeah. So yeah, she would accept the smoke regardless. You know what I'm saying? Tyson the 60 not even be the best welterweight right now. Yeah, you don't believe that, bro. You don't believe that, bro. Come on, stop. You don't believe that. You don't believe both you and Elijah don't believe that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, you don't believe that. Nah. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. This is a question. This is a question. Who knows you better? Your current situation or your ex situation? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what you think about that in the chat. Who knows you better? Your current situation or your ex situation? And when I say situation, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? If you're a lady, your ex guy, current guy. If you're a guy, ex girl, current girl. Shout out to John in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Come in here respectful. Don't hit me with no yapping. You'll get some tickets real quick. Come in here respectful, like. If you don't know who I am, I'm Ashley Lovechild. Come in here respectful, like. All right? Cool. They saying neither in the chat. Yo, that's funny. Neither is funny. Neither is funny. Shout out to the prodigy. Neither is funny. Because this is a question that kept popping up on social media, where you have women saying they rather be with their current, and you had some men that say they would rather be with their ex. So that was the question that I engaged to the chat. Any super ridiculous answers, I'm not gonna repeat. Like, don't be super ridiculous. Did you get teased for? Yeah, if it's super ridiculous, then yeah, nah. But again, who knows you better, your ex situation or your current situation? I'm seeing neither in the chat. For me, ooh, I'm gonna say my current. My ex is my ex for a reason. Now, I'm not saying it was her fault completely. What I'm saying is that because the person that I am now, because I'm in the belief that you're never the same, right? You're always constantly moving forward. You're always constantly changing, right? I had one of my exes tell me, we was together for like a long time, and she was like, "You changed since the day that I met you." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I have. It's been 4 years. Like, so I'm going to change, because if you stay the same, there's no growth." And that's why I really respect people who stay married and is happily married for a long period of time, because I know for a fact every day they don't love each other. I know every day they have good days or bad days, but they still find their way to love on each other, right? But in between that, each person continues to grow. And sometimes we grow together or we grow apart. And sometimes we grow together and apart, meaning you have different interests. They don't have that type of interest, but somehow, some way, they still love you for who you are and still be able to see the big picture in your marriage, right? So I respect people that are married and married for a long period of time. That actually takes a lot of, not just wisdom, but just a whole lot of sacrifice, a whole lot of understanding. So I respect the hell out of that. But a lot of times when you have different interests, you no longer like that thing that used to drive you crazy about her. It starts to become a problem, right? So at the end of the day, these things that happen in between relationships, it could get very tricky. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a weird dynamic when people are together and then, they still stay together even through the changes, because that's not a regular thing no more. it's for like, when's the last time you heard of like 15 couples being together for like 10 years and more, right? We have some of the highest divorce rates ever, right? And it's crazy. I think the divorce rate is like somewhere in the 70s right now. So that's letting you know that 7 out of 10 couples are getting divorced within the first 3 years of marriage. So it's a scary thing, because I think a lot of people that do get divorced in those 3 years, they don't know the person who they even marrying. And it's not even just a change thing. I just think that it's like, yo, let me get married just to see how it is. And then if I bangs with it, then I'll stay at the. I really think. And then some people really get married just to put it on their resume, just to say to somebody else that never been married, like, yeah, I've been married before, so I have the ability to commit. So that's also a scary thing too, because if people have that mindset just to get married, basically with the divorce being a real option, then why even get married? But they getting married because they just want to say that they've been married, that they have the ability to settle down with one person. Shout out to Malu in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate that. The prodigy and the actual winner. Don't give up on who he is with due to altering seasons out of respect. If you say something weird, this is the stage of the show. If you say something weird, you will get some tickets automatically. I'm not even gonna play the song for you. Legit. Okay. Uh, okay. You was about to get it. Got one more on you. Marriage is about respect for love. I like that. I like that. The warrior and you felt absolute need to share with the chat. Yeah, that's how I got him up out of here. Ashley, if you need mods, you could always put me. I see. I already know that I got the kind of people that if I made them mods, they're gonna do an outstanding job. But I let some of these weirdos cook a little bit, and then I get them up out of here. I do that deliberately. That's why, because I know for a fact when y'all see it off the back, like, yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna do these weirdos like the bouncer did at the WNBA players. Like, I just played in W. Like, I don't even know I'm waiting online. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get rid of them with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? Much love, no disrespect. All right, cool. Uh, bro, not trying to. Yeah. So again, marriage, in my opinion, is between two people and God. I don't think necessarily you need to go to the justice of peace to recognize your union. There's ways of doing that with having policies, making sure that the person that you're with is always taken care of in the midst of your demise, or if you are incapacitated, that you could, have a situation where they take over your, things, and make sure that your things is continue to move on. So that's what I believe. I think policies are built for a reason in that regard. But I think marriage is between two people and God, simple and plain. And I think because of that, it's built on that. When people get married to have the wedding, to have the big ring, and they married for 2 minutes, instead of letting that ring build. Every year that we marry, the ring gets bigger. You know what I'm saying? Or every 2 years or something like that, like milestones. You know what I'm saying? You put your time in. You feel me? So and just having people that's going to be really supportive of your union. So I have a different take on marriage, but I love the fact when people that are married that stick through it, even when people change, because people will change. You're not the same person at 24 that you are at 30, or you're not the same person at 30 that you was at 24. You're not the same person at 40 as you were when you was 31. So because of that, change will happen, and people expect you to stay the exact the same instead of growing and loving you through and through. And that's why marriage and long-term marriages and relationships is not a norm anymore. So So yeah, so I say my current situation knows me better than my ex situation. Facts. Marriage is the family or your creation. I like that. I like that. I like that. And like with friends and family, there is ups and downs, and marriage you have to understanding of that. Yes, facts. God is king. That's a fact. You already know, Ethan. Uh, Prodigy, the paid, and ain't even me and you against the world. You feel me? I love that. Me and you against the world. Literally trash. I'm gonna get married to get a bunch of gifts. I can literally, you funny. You know, in certain parts, and I broke the story on the pod. In certain parts, I believe it was Nigeria. It's customary in Nigeria weddings where the wife sits there, and you know the people that's at the wedding, they throw money at her, and she doesn't smile until the money that she's satisfied with. And when I mean by throw it out, I don't mean like, yo, ha. Like she's sitting there in a chair and people walk around her and they drop the money, you know, in her lap. And she's not going to smile until she's satisfied with the amount of money that's in her lap. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I seen the video, and the lady would not, I'm telling you, she would, dude had to pull out the bricks on her. When he pulled out the brick on her, threw the brick on her lap, like, and I'm talking about bricks. And it was all hundreds. Dude put the brick on her lap, and he looked at her like that, and she was like, all right, you got me. It was like, yo, that's a lot of bread, boo. That's like 100K, 200K that she walked away with. She won't smile before she thinks the money is good enough for her to be safe no matter what the future brings. That's some new book. I'm trying to tell you, that was when I seen the video, I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell, you don't want to marry me then, baby. Nah, you don't want to marry me. You know what I'm saying? All right, shout out to Val in the building. Appreciate you tapping and hit them likes and 100s while you're here. With a few 2K get some 2K coins around this mug. You know what I'm saying? Like, hook you up with the pneumatic. You know what I'm saying? Crack a smile around here. You know what I'm saying? Nah, shorty, get in that link card. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, yo, who got the EBT hookup? You know what I'm saying? Yo, yeah. Shout out to you, V. Yeah, I'm not even going to play the block party song tonight. I'm just getting you up out of here. So yeah. So yeah. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. The LA Lakers have signed an extension to Luka Doncic for another 3 years of. Oh, there we go. 3 years, $165 million. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. For me personally, I think it's a smart move. Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the NBA. I think it was a no-brainer. You trade Anthony Davis for Luka. You won the trade. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anthony Davis is talented, one of the best players in the league when healthy. I may be underrating it, but when healthy, Anthony Davis is literally virtually unstoppable, offensively and defensively. But name me a season where he's always healthy. So the Lakers won the trade. So it was a no-brainer. I think Luka takes the Lakers into the new era. I think LeBron retires after this year, in my opinion. He may stay an extra year only if and only his youngest son, Bryce, can become a prospect. I don't know that to be true, but he will be. I believe he's going to Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. But I see him. I see him retiring after this year. I think this will be the last year we will see LeBron James, in my opinion. He just looks tired. He looked like he ready to, you know what I'm saying, chuck a deuce. And I think he will do this at the end of this year. So I like the extension for Luka. That's what marriage rituals about. Uh, Jeremy, do you want it? The EBT. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Disney has announced that Hulu will be fully integrated with the Disney Plus app in 2026. They will discontinue Hulu. I'm not surprised. Disney is buying any and everything up. All their competitors, they just buying them out, taking the content and just, we gonna get that bread back. So I'm not surprised about this at all. And we're gonna see what they said in 2026. This is happening basically right around the corner. So there will be no more Hulu. It'll just be straight Disney getting all that money on. So next topic, next hot topic. Congrats to Tom Brady for his new giant statue in the New England Patriots facilities. Well deserved. The GOAT of the game, one of the GOATs of the game. I don't think you can't talk about the story of the NFL without mentioning Tom Brady. Well deserved. One of my Michigan guys, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I am about my Michigan team, you know what I'm saying? One of my Michigan guys. So salute to Tom Brady getting that statue. Well deserved and well accomplished as he is, and continue much success, Tom Brady. All right, y'all. Moving on to my next hot topic. I'm gonna save that for the next show because we are running low on the meter. So I'm gonna get straight to my keep the lie live. So my keep the lie live for this episode is because I hate this saying. The saying, "This is old." I hate that saying, and then the reason why I bring it up because I recently dropped a clip on my TikTok, and this particular clip, it did a lot of views. I had a lot of comments, so much to the point where TikTok has cut my comments, but it's still a lot of comments. So it's over 100,000 views. It was a video that I put up with Liam Neeson. See what happens when I talk too fast, y'all. Liam Neeson is a clip that I put up with him regarding the fact that timing is everything. And my keep the lie alive for that episode was timing is everything, where he had made racist comments in the past. And if you look at it, Liam Neeson had always done serious movies like Taken and, Stranded over here in Mexico. I'm just saying a random name, but meaning that his movies are always like the Superman, super cop, super, I'm gonna go get this person, save this person, get this person from distress. These type of movies. And he had made these racist comments on Good Morning America. So some people was in the comments, not all, but some was in the comments, was like, this clip is old. Why are you showing this? Because timing is everything. Just because something is older or a couple years removed, that doesn't make it relevant, is the point that I'm making. So when people were saying that, I'm like, regardless if this clip was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this man showed a level of himself that doesn't match, obviously, his persona. And because it was 5 or 8 years ago at this point, it's still relevant because the movies that he's always done is different from the movie he's coming out with. So it was perfect timing that he comes out with a new movie called The Naked Gun, which is a franchise. It's not a movie that's picked from the sky. The Naked Gun movie is a franchise, and it's a funny movie at that. He chooses to align himself with that franchise that has a history of making a funny movie. So timing is everything. So because I posted that clip, people was like, well, it doesn't matter because it's old. Since when do the truth have a time limit? So I hate that saying. Like, I know I normally say, I don't like to say hate. I hate that saying. That's a very ignorant statement to say. When something is old, is it not true? Now, if this is not true of his character today, then he needs to display that. Doesn't mean that he's totally exonerated from that ugly truth. But it's cool that people could go to jail for crimes that they didn't commit, do their time, get out, and still on their record it will say that they was in jail for this. So they had to face the consequences of this. But he can't face the consequences based on something that he said out his mouth directly. So I hate that notion when somebody say, well, this is old. Don't matter what's old or what's current. It's whether if it's true or not. And it matters, instead of us speculating, that it comes out of somebody's mouth. When something comes out of somebody's mouth, there's no speculation. What are we talking about? If I said something today about white people right now, what do you think the world will see me as? Okay, cool. I'm not on Liam Neeson's level as far as fame, right? Let's say Tay Diggs. Let's say, Liam Neeson's not on the level as Denzel Washington. But let's say Denzel Washington came out and said, yo, I used to do something, and you know, and it's pertaining to white people and it's negative. What you think is gonna happen? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say what Liam Neeson said. What do you think will happen to Denzel if he says, my friend was sexually assaulted by a white guy, so I went out to different neighborhoods looking for these white guys to start with me just so I could unleash my wrath? What you think they would do to Denzel in 2025 if he said this years ago? He wouldn't have no career. He wouldn't have no more movies. Just because something isn't current necessarily doesn't mean it's not factual. So I hate that saying where it's like, just because it's not current, that doesn't mean it's not relevant. And then you have other people in my comments talking about, I never even seen this. Did he really say this? Yes, he really said this. So the base of the actual clip of Liam Neeson had nothing necessarily to do about the racist portion of it. It was about timing. How you could be racist and say these racist things, and then you wait years later to do something completely different. So because The Naked Gun is such a funny movie, when they see Liam Neeson in it, they're not thinking racist. They think like, oh, he's such a good actor. He's a good guy. But meanwhile, he had those type of energy and proclivities against people that actually support his career by going to the movies, watching his movies, buying his movies. So when people say, just because it's old, it doesn't mean that just because it's relevant, it doesn't matter. It's old, so why are you showing it? It's always relevant. The truth is always relevant. So I hate that saying. I hate that saying with a passion when somebody's saying this is old. It's never old. It's never old. Same thing we said about Hulk Hogan. Again, Kyrie Irving suggested a damn documentary for people to watch. And his lineage of people is Jews. Not Jewish, Jews. Jewish is something completely different from Jews. And he told people to go check out this documentary. And because some people felt like he was talking about Jewish, he became the bad guy. But Liam Neeson could still come out with a movie and still go #1 in the world and nobody remembers anything. But Kyrie could lose a sneaker deal. He could lose basically his credibility. Timing is everything. Just because it's not current, that doesn't mean it's not truth. So that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Y'all going in the chat, man. Y'all going in the chat. Appreciate y'all each and every episode showing that love in the chat. My screen time is a bit low, so I'm gonna get through this last part rather quick. But again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If it's your first time, I'm Ashley Lovechild. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? We're on every Thursday, every Sunday. Every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30. Again, hit them likes, hit them 100s, hit them likes, hit the 100s. There's membership portions in the page. Different memberships do get different access. Hit that subscribe button, hit that all notification bell. I do pop up throughout the week, so make sure you tap in. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 11,000 subscribers. So continue to like, subscribe, and share. Have over 400 rewatchable videos right now of this podcast on this channel. Great for conversational starters, friends, family, loved one, your wife, you know what I'm saying? Also co-workers. So make sure you continue to support the show, tapping in. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. Also want to thank OUV Records as well. And if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. My screen is definitely running out. Much love and light. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all this Thursday at 10:30. Make sure y'all continue to come back with that same energy, same love in the chat, because you know I love talking to y'all and y'all always hold me down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. And I will see y'all soon this Thursday. And it's love. I'm out.